The best and worst ice cream. I'd like to discuss the absolute worst ice cream you can eat and the best ice cream that you can eat. Yes, there are certain ice creams that are healthy, and I'm going to share a great recipe with you at the end of this video. I think I would be an expert in ice cream since I used to eat a lot of it. I remember for 1 year, I ate 1 pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream every single night to be able to sleep because I had really bad insomnia. I noticed that when I consumed Ben & Jerry's, it put me to sleep. Little did I know that was called a sugar coma. The worst ice cream. So, let's start out with the worst ice cream. The worst taste scenario type ice cream is Ben & Jerry's. If you look at the ingredients for Ben & Jerry's, it has cream, liquid sugar, skim milk, more sugar, brown sugar, soybean oil, and of course, don't forget the tapioca flour, which they use as a filler and isn't even sweet. What's interesting about Ben & Jerry's ice cream is that per serving size, there's 49 grams of carbohydrates. So, 49, 3, just 147 grams of carbohydrates. And some of that starch turns into sugar. What we're really dealing with is about 34 teaspoons of sugar in a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Just take a look at how much sugar is in there. Breyers Ice Cream. All right, let's move up the list to Breyers Ice Cream. 1 serving size of Breyers has 21 grams of carbs and 18 grams of sugar, but there are 4 serving sizes. So, if you multiply 21/4, you get 84 grams of carbohydrates. But with this product, we're not just dealing with regular sugar, we're dealing with high fructose corn syrup, which is actually way worse than cane sugar. On top of that, they're adding seed oils, which are deadly. This is why if you're doing high fat, you must also do low carb. You don't ever want to do high carb and high fat together. Unfortunately, ice cream is usually that scenario. Breyers Vanilla. The next type of ice cream we're going to talk about is Breyers Vanilla, just plain vanilla. It's very interesting because it only has about 4 ingredients: milk, cream, sugar, a certain type of gum, a thickener, and natural flavorings. That's it. So that's obviously a major step up, but they don't necessarily tell you if it's organic or grass-fed or whatever. Breyers Low-Carb Ice Cream. Then there's Breyers Low-Carb Ice Cream. They have another version called CarbSmart, which is apparently their low-carb version. However, they ruined it with maltitol syrup, a type of sweetener that's supposed to not raise your blood sugars that much. Just because something says it's CarbSmart or low-carb or keto-friendly doesn't necessarily mean it's truly friendly to your blood sugars. Plus, it creates a lot of gastrointestinal problems. They also add soluble corn fiber, which some people say is really good for you, but there are no safety studies on it. They also have something called sucralose, a chlorine-based sugar known to create some issues with your microbiome. I would definitely stay away from that one. But if I had the choice between the regular vanilla Breyers with the 5 ingredients and this one, I'd probably go with the regular one. I just would not consume very much. Haagen-Dazs Ice Cream. Now, let's talk about Haagen-Dazs ice cream. This is another one that has about 5 different ingredients: cream, skim milk, egg yolk, cane sugar, and natural flavoring. The amount of cane sugar is 23 grams, and the serving size is 2.5, which puts it at only 14 teaspoons of sugar instead of 34 teaspoons of sugar. Haagen-Dazs has half the sugars that Ben & Jerry's has. Keto Ice Cream. Now, let's get into keto ice cream, the so-called keto-friendly types of ice cream. The first one I'm going to show you is this one here. It's just keto. I think it's a keto brand. It says it's keto-friendly and only has 3 net carbs, with a serving size of 3. There's a total of 16 carbs. Let's look at the ingredients: cream, water, egg yolk, erythritol, strawberries, and soluble corn fiber. This one has 10 grams of sugar alcohol per third of this. So if you were to consume the whole thing, that's 30 grams of sugar alcohol, which will create digestive issues. I'm glad they don't add other types of sugar in here, so I think they ruined it with all these synthetic fibers. But again, if we're comparing it to Ben & Jerry's, it's a step up. My ice cream adventure. I have to tell you a quick story. Several years ago, I decided to create my own keto-friendly ice cream. I wanted to use coconut oil as the fat and use the best ingredients. We went back and forth to create the best texture, which was a big problem to solve. I remember going to the manufacturing company to do the first run, and I ordered the wrong coconut oil. It was a disaster. We finally got it done and created this amazing ice cream. It was literally the best ice cream I've ever had. Here's the problem. Ice cream is frozen and vulnerable to heat. All the air that kept it, fluffy, went away, and the ice cream volume reduced by 1/3. We literally put 20,000 units into the dumpster. That was my adventure into the land of making ice cream. Rebel Ice Cream. Now, let's talk about Rebel Ice Cream. Rebel has 0 grams of sugar per pint. What's in Rebel? Cream, erythritol, egg yolk, chicory root fiber, milk protein isolate, carob gum, and monk fruit. These aren't bad ingredients, so this would be fine to consume. Simple Truth Ice Cream. Next, let's discuss Simple Truth Ice Cream. This isn't even ice cream, it's a frozen dairy dessert. They have to call it a frozen dairy dessert because it doesn't contain at least 10% milk fat. Look at these ingredients. The first one is inulin. Anytime you have anything as the first ingredient, it makes up the majority of the product, which raises red flags for digestive problems. Then they add allulose, which I like as a sweetener, and maltitol, which you want to stay away from as it causes bloating and gut pain. It also has erythritol, milk protein concentrate, coconut oil, gar gum, monk fruit, and stevia. This has 28 grams of carbohydrates and 8 grams of fiber, meaning 30% of this is fiber. The sugar alcohols total 13 grams times 3 servings, equaling 39 grams of sugar alcohol. You do not want to consume this whole thing in one sitting because it will send you straight to the toilet. Conclusion. As you can see, there are different levels of badness with ice cream, and you cannot trust something just because it says keto-friendly or CarbSmart. You have to read the ingredients. I mentioned a couple that were okay, but I think the best option is to make your own. Homemade ice cream recipe: 1 cup organic grass-fed heavy cream, 2 pasture-raised organic egg yolks, 3 TBSP powdered allulose, or 1 TBSP honey, 1 pinch sea salt, 1 TBSP pure vanilla extract, 1 per 2 cup pecans or walnuts, optional. Blend the ingredients and freeze for 4 to 5 hours. Alternatively, you can add all ingredients to an ice cream maker and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Enjoy your healthy ice cream.